Hezekiah.
While King Ahaz ruled over Judea, he was a terrible king. He commanded his people to worship idols and false gods and disobey God's voice. He even closed the temple doors where God's people were to enter to worship their Lord. Ahaz's son, Hezekiah, was his successor to the throne. Do you think he was just as evil as his father? Let's find out.
Oh no! Where are we?
Look at all those weird statues. I don't like what I'm seeing here.
Look there! Even the temple is closed.
Girls, I think I know where we are. I think we're in Jerusalem.
What? It doesn't look good to me.
Captain Gandu's time machine didn't bring us to a pleasant place this time around.
No, it didn't.
Maybe there was a loose wire. I think we must go back to Captain Gandu and tell him where the machine took us and what we saw today. Captain Gandu, your time machine took us to Jerusalem, but it was not nice. At first, I thought that it was a loose wire and that it took us to the wrong place. But now I think that we must go back there and do something about it.
First of all, hello Sparkle, hello friends.
Hello, Captain Gandu.
What did you see there?
We saw many false gods, gold statues on every street. Even the temple was closed.
I think I know where you went. You went back all the way when King Ahaz was king of Judah. He was a very wicked king indeed and did many bad things.
I can see that, Captain Gandu. It must have been horrible living under his rule.
But there's good news. Sparkle, you don't have to go back to Jerusalem because when King Ahaz's son Hezekiah became king, things changed.
That's good news, Captain Gandu. I really did not want to go back there.
Please tell us more, Captain Gandu.
Let's watch the story.
Hezekiah became king of the Jews when he was 25 years old. He was a righteous king while he ruled over the southern region of Judah. Hezekiah always prayed to God and obeyed him. He was nothing like his father, King Ahaz. King Ahaz was like the many other kings who had ruled before him, worshipping other gods and commanding the Jews to worship idols. He also closed the temple of God so the Jews could not enter to worship. By the time Hezekiah became king, many Jews were worshipping idols and disobeying God. King Hezekiah was different. He did not care what others thought or said about him. He always followed God's commandments and remained obedient. One of the commandments given by God was that one may not worship any other god. King Hezekiah knew that his people, the Jews, were doing wrong, and he ordered that all the idols should be destroyed so that they would turn back to God. Because King Hezekiah kept God's commandments, God was with him and blessed him in everything he did.
Hezekiah did not follow in his father Ahaz's footsteps. He always remained obedient.
I agree, Sparkle. He most definitely did not follow in his father's footsteps. What did you learn about Hezekiah?
I learned that we are responsible for the choices we make.
Yes, we should always choose to follow the right example that pleases God, according to what is written in His Word.
Yes, Hezekiah made the right choices, and Ahaz did not make the right choices.
The first thing that Hezekiah did as king was to clean up the sinfulness in his kingdom.
And then he opened the temple doors, having them repaired so that his people can worship God.
I think Hezekiah was very unpopular when he took down all their golden statues. But he didn't care what they thought of him. He did what was right.
Wowie, Lily, that is so true. I don't care what people think or say about me. They may think that I'm boring and make fun of me because I'm not doing naughty things with them, but I don't care. I am a child of God and I do things that please God.
Ooh, I know a game that we can play. But before we do, let's sing and dance. Yay!
When Hezekiah became king, Judah was in a bit of a sting. It was full of wicked people, it was an immoral place. It was such a disgrace, but Hezekiah turned it around. The house of the Lord he repaired. The doors are open, he declared for the people to be sanctified. It doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't matter what they think of you. I stand firmly on God's word. The word is my guide and the Spirit my helper. I am his light in the darkness. Wherever I go, I am the light. I am the Lord's example. I stand firmly on God's word. I don't waver, I don't tremble, I don't sway. I stand strong, I stand firm. I am his light in the darkness. I do the right thing, I'm guided by the word. I'm guided by the Spirit in all I do. It doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't matter what they think of you. I stand firmly on God's word. The word is my guide and the Spirit my helper. I am his light in the darkness.
Are you ready for the game? Let's start. We will all get a question about Hezekiah, and depending on your answer, you can take a step to the left or to the right. Friends, play along. Let's start the game. True or false? Hezekiah's father, King Ahaz, was a godly king.
Oh, no, that's definitely false. He was a wicked, evil king.
I'm next.
True or false? Hezekiah was a good king who trusted and obeyed God.
That's true indeed. He was a good king.
Is it better to please your friends and do the wrong thing, or please God and do what is right?
I choose to please God.
When a friend says something ugly about another, would you also say something ugly about that friend? Or would you be bold like Hezekiah to do the right thing and tell your friend it's not nice to speak about others like that?
I am bold, so I choose to do the right thing.
That was fun. It is always fun studying the Bible and learning new lessons every day that help us.
It sure is. See you all again soon on another super duper fun Super Squad adventure.
Bye.